Well, thank you very much, Evan. It's certainly very, very, very packed here at Church Square. We're at a different venue. Earlier, we were right at the center of the square where scores of EFF supporters have gathered. But I just came to the outside on the perimeter, the streets surrounding, and you can see there's a heavy police presence, both SAPS and Tshwane Metro police officials. This is as supporters of the EFF keep arriving, and of course they are converging on the center of the square, just opposite the court precinct. The mood there was very, very lively. However, Pretoria CBD is a virtual ghost town around the Church Square precinct because the stores have closed. I think businesses are concerned about the number of people coming in. They've been advised that there's going to be a march. EFF's leadership has been very, very strong and very consistent to say that they won't tolerate any disruptions and they won't allow people to vandalize any property. They are going to march because they believe that what they are marching for and the principles they're calling for are very critical. They're marching both for the outcome of the court process, which was ruling on the so-called state capture report, and they feel very vindicated with what the court ruled. But they're also marching for the fees must fall. They're saying that this is very, very important. We are expecting the march to be underway within an hour or so. Of course, the Tshwane Metro Police Department saying that the marchers have until at least 3 p.m. today before they have to reopen the routes, and after that they won't allow any disruptions to traffic. So as I speak to you now, one of the buses to the left of the screen is just pulling out. It has just dropped off a whole host of EFF supporters. The EFF supporters themselves are also very, very buoyant. Many of them spent the night sleeping here at the Church Square just behind me, and they say that it was very important for them to be here. Many of them also taking time off work to try and make their voices heard.
Tumaole, I saw that bus you pointed out to us there. It's got a Limpopo registration number on the back of the bus. That's how sharp I am. Tell me, as a lot of these people, have they been bussed into the capital from outside?
Well, certainly, Eben. In fact, many of the EFF supporters who have come through have been coming from neighboring provinces. The EFF leadership and many of the coordinators here saying that they called on their supporters to come from right across the country. Many of them will be coming from Limpopo, coming from Free State, coming from Mpumalanga, the provinces surrounding Gauteng predominantly. But they're saying that this march is going to be a show of force.
Now, Tumaole, it's Elvis here. I just want to check with you. I see a number of the police contingents in the background there. How is security at this point in time, and are the roads blocked off in Pretoria?
That is very correct, Elvis. The roads in Pretoria are blocked off completely. This in anticipation of the numbers of people that are coming through. So this is why I made the analogy earlier that the CBD of Pretoria is virtually a ghost town because also businesses are closed off. So the Tshwane Metro Police Department had made the announcement and made public service announcements to the public to be aware of disruptions. Now, as I talk to you now, a whole host of EFF members have just arrived, and they are in high spirits. They are singing. They are coming through from the north of the city, walking in towards the Church Square. As you can see, many of them carrying posters, and many of them also quite young. And of course, the march is all about fees must fall and also about the state capture. So you can see they are in high spirits. They have come out in their numbers, but the EFF was saying that they are going to be disciplined and they won't be causing any disruptions beyond the march itself.
Tumaole, before I let you go, this all forms part of the EFF so-called Day of Action. Now, this is, of course, the state capture report, but also fees must fall. What are the other points that they are unhappy about?
Well, definitely one of the other things that they are unhappy about, especially when we talk about the fees must fall issue, is the fact that they feel that government is abdicating on its responsibility, and it's government, it's incumbent on government to find the money to support the students, because they feel that the student movement and the student fee must fall campaign is a legitimate campaign, and they've all long been saying that the Freedom Charter in itself would make provisions to allow the state to provide for free education. These are some of the key issues that are on the agenda. These are the two issues that are driving the march, and they're saying that they're bringing it to the doorstep of the capital of the city to make sure that government hears them.
Tumaole, just turn around and ask them what they think there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll speak to some of the supporters, Baba. Please let us know why it was important for you to come to the march today.
Let these guys explain.
Okay. All right.
Batho ba ka moga ra go pela ka moga go bona ka speed go bona ka Shatlabi. Zuma must fall ka ba bana ba rena ba sokola ba tsene ba ya dikoloni. Fees must fall, Zuma must out. Ke ma fighter ka moga Zuma ana net no ona ana net no le corruption that's all bona to just start to the police ba ka la Zuma against Zuma e o rane ma competitors one. Fees must fall.
Okay. Thank you. And that wena o tletse eng for march?
Yeah. Mo matšhe mo re tletse ditokelo tsa rena ka gore rena zange nke re dumello gore re lwele di-rights tsa rena ge re bolela di-rights tsa rena re a thuntshwa se se nkutlwang bohloko Moko Mandela o ile a ragela dinto tsa di-RDP mahala ba di rekisitse there's nobody one a ileng a dinto tsa rena di a rekisiwa ge re ra bolela le gona re a thuntšiwa ga re ne ba emeletse le Zuma le ena wa geleng kantlašile gologolo o wisitse party ne re rata ANC ya ga bo rena e re ntshitseng ka gare ga gole gore bitswa ka furupopotšane ba re bethwa.
Thank you, Tate. So these are some of the supporters saying that they basically reiterating the fact that they're marching for fees must fall, saying that they can't afford to send their children to school, so it's important to be here. But then also they are talking to the issue that as the EFF, they are feeling that the judgment that was passed down here by the Pretoria High Court certainly points to the fact that, as you heard, they're saying Zuma must fall, Zuma must fall. They are saying that, of course, the government led by President Jacob Zuma, they feel is not good for the country. This is according to them. And they also saying that they are struggling. And one of the supporters was even alluding to the EFF's history, that the leaders and the founders of the EFF were former ANC Youth League leaders, Julius Malema, after having been established, after being expelled, setting up the EFF. And they were saying that since then, they felt that, that's why they're out here to march. It's back to you, Aaron.
Thank you very much, Tumaole. Doing great work there in very difficult conditions. Thanks for that contribution. That's a man on the spot. Tumaole Mohlaoli. If you don't know how to pronounce his name, that is what it is. Now, the tweets, they keep coming thick and fast, Elvis. People are telling us that, well, this report will bring the misunderstanding because no one knows its content. Maybe its in favor of Mr. President. Fiso, that's what it's all about, my friend. Nobody knows.
Yeah, this one is still from Fiso, says that the state report, or SIPO rather, the state report must be out. So for all of us to be free, including our president and others, then will we know where to focus? Well, that's a thing that will be discussed in court today, and we'll find out whether or not that report will be released.
Bob has a view that let the people judge for themselves. Release the state capture report. Yes, Bob, but we cannot prejudice the rights of the president. And that is what's before the court today.
Hashtag General says it must be released now. No questions asked.
Of course, we're running that poll, so keep your comments coming on the poll. Wisani Leibniz says, Newsroom, the president should start to do business in daylight. Release the report. State capture is what Wisani is talking about. Well,
what does that suggest? That there's a dark tunnel and there must be business in daylight? Well, Wisani, let us know a little bit more about your statement there to release the report. These are some of the comments coming through. You can also do so